Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment on Lock. It's your boy, Can't Forget Mike.
And it's your boy, Jared.
So today we have a special guest from another podcast, my cousin.
Yes.
Go ahead, introduce yourself and
all right.
your podcast real quick.
Well, greetings and salutations, our good people. My name is Kemar, and I'm coming straight to you from It's Relational, a relationship-based podcast with my wife of 7 at the time of this recording years. So big up to Deannie. That's my wife. I love you.
All right, so welcome to our podcast. Today we're here to talk about, we all seen Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
Me and Jared saw it together, so I know he's seen it. You've seen it, right?
Yes.
We're here to talk about Spider-Man, one of the best Spider-Man movies ever created.
Hands down, I agree.
Okay, all right.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
Yeah, 10 out of 10. I had a question, but it's for later. Yeah, continue.
Okay. So I've been hearing a bunch of things about Spider-Man. Most people feel like, just like us, it's 10 out of 10. I've heard a couple 7s, 7.5s, and it's mainly predicated around the story.
Blasphemy.
Yo, here's the thing though. When you think about Spider-Man, can you judge it without being biased? Because that's like everybody's favorite superhero.
Good question. I think honestly for me, I'm going to be biased because Spidey is my favorite hero. No matter which universe we're talking about, he's my favorite hero. So I'm always just automatically going to be biased.
I'm the same way. I was arguing with my friends like, this is better than Black Panther. And they're like, wow, really?
That's truth. I think it was better than Black Panther. I think people say Black Panther is better because of T'Challa and obviously, Chadwick Boseman, right?
Yeah.
What happened with him, rest in peace to him. But I honestly think Spidey was much better than Black Panther.
So Black Panther, I think for a movement and setting up a world, it was better. We got introduced to Wakanda. It was like, the music was in it. The just the look of the scene and the area that they were in with the technology, I thought that was dope. But when it comes to the end fightings, like after Killmonger takes over, I think the fighting and the story just kind of dips a little bit.
Right.
Spider-Man, on the other hand, it's like a pure black, like it's like an experience. If you're even if you're not like the biggest Spider-Man fan, which I think most people are Spider-Man fans, because Spider-Man almost started like superhero movies almost. You could
essentially, yeah.
So, but it's just like a sensory blast, like from nostalgia to just action to. I think it's not something you just come upon once in a blue moon.
Yeah, it had. So there's certain factors that goes into like rating shows or movies. It's character development,
yes,
storytelling, and world building.
Right.
And like I feel like Spider-Man did a good job on all three. Because like at the beginning of the movie, Tom Holland's Spider-Man was immature. He's so immature. Like he's the reason why this whole thing started.
Essentially.
Towards the end of the movie, he was able to. Spoiler alert! I should have said that.
Oh no, too late. The movie's out like 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So like,
towards the fuck.
Towards the end of the movie, he was finally able to look at like MJ in that situation and understand like, if I pull you back into this world, I might mess it up all over again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I will say this honestly, that last fight with the Green Goblin. Do you feel? Because I saw an interview after that. Willem Dafoe was like, he wanted to actually do like the hand-to-hand fighting scenes.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, you kind of older, bro.
Right.
He's like 64.
He don't look like he's 64, but he look like he's 80.
Yeah,
he looked old.
He got them spoiled milk genetics, but it's not here and there.
No, so they age like bananas, bro. Like it's crazy.
Who's they?
Why you gotta do that for?
I said spoiled milk genetics. I can talk about his family like that. You mentioned the whole day. Like who's they? Man up, bro. Who's
I
they?
don't know. Is Willem Dafoe? Is he like gender neutral? Like I don't know. Like
gender neutral.
I don't know, bro. Like trying to set me up. But all I'm trying to say is like my friends were saying that last fight scene wasn't spectacular enough.
It wasn't. I think it was iconic. I think
honestly,
I think it was iconic for the simple fact that you had first generation Green Goblin versus latest generation Spider-Man fighting. Those two truly shouldn't be fighting, but guaranteed, spoiler alert, obviously what that Green Goblin did to the future Spider-Man, that calls for hands, right? But I think that's what really was just a definitive factor why it was so impactful for me. Because you two shouldn't be fighting naturally. You're supposed to be fighting the one he, spoiler alert, stabbed.
Yeah. Yo, and that's another thing. I honestly feel like Tobey Maguire should have died. I'm just saying. I feel like because like that's like the last like that would have made it like 100 out of 10 for me. Like,
you know what? I think when you watch that scene, it feels like that's what they were going for.
Agree.
Because when he gets stabbed, it's like, whoa. Hey,
yeah, like that's not supposed to happen.
And then I think they pulled it. I don't know whether I don't know. There's a rumor, you know. I don't know anybody in the fucking movie world, so I just take my shit off of YouTube. But they did, like, I heard somebody say that.
Yo, don't bring YouTube into this.
Because
if you say anything about Mephisto, I'm
no. They mentioned that Kevin Feige came and saw it. He was like, "Nah, we want to use Tobey Maguire for future movies, for a future film," and they were like, "Don't kill him off," because in the end, it's kind of weird. Like he just gets up and he's like, "Are you in pain?" And Toby's like, "Yeah, that hurt." Like,
yo, it got me tight though. That moment, I'm like, "Oh no!" And then like they rush over to him. He's like, "I've been stabbed before." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, like, dude, your whole spinal cord just got detached.
Yeah, but other than that, like one thing that did bother me, honestly, was I know there has to be something that moves it from point A to point B in this movie. All May's rationale, bro, I did not like it. I did not like it. Like, yo, we have to save them no matter what. Yo, understand they're not from our world, but they're going through things, and I'm like, they're gonna die.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Like, but he is Spider-Man, and it's always like, you know, great power. You know, he's the superhero that fights for the little guy, like any little guy that has an issue. You know, it makes sense. Like in reality, like we would have been like, fuck that, like send them motherfuckers back. Press the button, like send them back.
If I was Spider-Man, he'd be like, they're gonna go back and die. I'd be like, okay.
But I think you know what it is, and why they capitalize on it is because this is young Spidey, right? This is somebody who's still in high school.
True.
What do they know about death, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, oh my God, like that's unprofound. Like only thing I know that dies is animals and plants, right? Not people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think they that's how they capitalize on not sending them back to die. Wait, random question. What do you guys think of Jamie Foxx, aka Electro, his color redesign? Right? He's not blue, right? He's not Super Saiyan blue. He went back Super Saiyan regular, if you will.
I liked it way better than the blue.
Agree.
I like it. I like it better than the comb over. that comb over, yo. I will say this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna actually ask a question after I say this statement. Andrew Garfield, right? That Spider-Man universe, right?
Yeah.
Those movies weren't the best. But I do love them the most.
Okay.
I do love them the most. Just because like they emotionally, they hit home harder than any of the other Spider-Man movies.
Oh, for real, 100% for me. I cried with Amazing Spider-Man 2 when Gwen couldn't make it.
Bro, what? I watched that joint 3 times. Every time I was like, hey, no, she, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
you know what? Yeah, my bad. I mean to cut you. I have to tell you, you know why I cried with that scene? Because for me, I always feel like I'm the superhero to my wife, Deanne.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was a scene out of me trying to save her from whatever it is, and I just didn't make it in time. So I really put myself in Spidey shoes or Andrew's shoes, and I thought that was Gwen, aka Deanna, and I was like, no, I'm always supposed to protect her. I'm always supposed to save her, and yeah, that scene got me.
Be careful now, because people today, she don't need to be saved.
Don't cancel
a woman,
me.
she can save herself.
Don't cancel this brother.
No, but that is actually, if you look at it that way, that's strong.
Yeah,
I feel like that's probably what actors do to cry for those moments, because I felt that scene.
Yeah,
I really felt that. They actually dated too at the time.
What?
Actually, every Spider-Man has dated their Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy. Tobey Maguire was dating
was it Kristen Dunst?
Kristen Dunst.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm trying to get Spider-Man. and I'm trying to get Brittany, Tiana Trump as Mary Jane. So.
I'll take Brittany Renner.
So Tom Holland and Zendaya were, I like, it was a lot of speculation.
No,
but,
they're together, bro.
Yeah, they're together.
Wow.
She called him my Spiderman.
Hey.
You didn't see the uproar in the black community?
Nah.
Actually, I give Tom a pass, bro. He's not like a brother, but I give him a pass. He looks
bro,
cool.
he's not even from America, bro.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't even know. He got an English accent too. Like,
yeah, I thought he was
they over here taking off women. Nah, let me stop that. I'm over here day in innovation.
Wow.
All right. Who's your favorite Spider-Man out of the three?
Honestly, and unfortunately, I think this is just straight nostalgia, but
unfortunately,
I had to say Tobey Maguire. But when you think of, the Spider-Man series or the Spider-Man movies that first dropped, like 1, 2, 3, the first one, knowing that it wasn't coming from big Marvel, right? That was, I guess I want to say like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It wasn't a part of that, but they were so great as a standalone movie. To me, it kind of reminds me of the Dark Knight series. Like those weren't a part of the real, like the DC, universe in terms of like the movies, but for a standalone film, amazing. Sorry, I brought up DC real quick. I know we're not talking about DC.
You cool. DC watching these movies is crying. Like, what are we gonna do? Nah, I hear you.
But shout out to the DC animated universe because those is lit.
And their TV shows, not the live action TV shows. I'm talking about the animated TV shows.
What you saying? You don't like Titans?
No.
Thank you. I don't either.
No.
Oh, you talking about Teen Titans?
No. Titans, the live action.
The Teen Titans live action.
Yeah.
No.
The commercial was bad to me.
I was a fan for like the Flash for like the first 3 seasons. Actually, I was a fan of the Arrow, but then actually watching real superheroes like content, you're like.
I will say that DC, you had it for a little bit until I realized what was good. Like,
yeah. I think that's like with Tobey Maguire. Like you're like, wow. Like as a kid, you're like,
that hurts.
This is amazing. Like Tobey Maguire swinging, and now you're looking back and he was swinging like to air, like the physics of it never made sense.
Right.
Like
I will say this:
he's swinging this way, her hair is like swinging like from sideways. Like.
I will say this though: Tobey Maguire's villains, they still are like. Yo, the fight with Doc Ock on the bridge in that movie was my favorite, like 1v1 fight. And Green Goblin. They both had the best 1v1 fights, bro.
Right.
In the building when he dropped powerbombed him through like 5
all right. See, you brought that up. Did it feel like Tobey Maguire's villains were OP against Tom Holland, Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay. It felt like it. Because I'm like, how is Green Goblin powerbombed through floors, not even off floor.
It was
floors.
at least the 30th floor they must have been on. Like,
yo, just think about it. Aunt May was leaving for like 10 minutes, bro.
She was like,
she's like, I'm about to leave. Doom.
That's crazy, but they definitely felt OP. Even Doc Ock, like I felt like Tom Holland just couldn't. His Spidey just couldn't manage against him.
He got lucky because of the nanotechnology. If it wasn't for the nanotechnology,
dead.
He had a regular suit on with that stab, it would have been over.
Dead.
Which is kind of crazy because Tom has fought the strongest out of he's fought Thanos,
right.
But in his universe, what is he has? The Falcon, and the Vulture.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcon.
What was Mysterio? Like,
but Mysterio was illusion. Like you're just fighting, facades. Like you're really fighting on.
Yeah,
drones and stuff.
He kind of like got OP once. Like he's like, oh, I have a Spidey sense. Like,
oh, they don't call it Spidey sense. They call it the tingly thing, right?
Tingly thing.
Oh, yo, that scene. When he walked into the room and it was like 4 villains and the spider sense is going crazy, I was like, this is intense.
Yeah, I was like, why is my blood pressure going up? Like,
I'll tell you why. I will tell you guys all why. I feel like that's a little Easter egg of potentially the Sinister Six coming through.
They hinted at it with the cracks in the multiverse.
Yep. I could have sworn I saw Rhino.
I saw Rhino.
Okay, thank you.
And I saw Scorpion, yeah.
I knew I saw somebody. I was like, yes.
Too. And I saw what's the hunter?
Craven.
Yeah.
They've been teasing him for so long. We just need Craven at this point. Like, forget.
Let Marvel do it too. Marvel's
right. Forget Morbius. I don't want Morbius as a movie. Give me Craven the Hunter as a standalone. Forget Morbius, please. Forget Morbius.
You can't stop it, bro.
Kevin Feige's like, it's already.
He already hinted at Venom in the trailer too, so I'm like, he might cross over too.
He needs to.
Now I have a question. What do you rate this compared to the animated Spider-Man movie?
Which animated?
The Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, dang.
That's the best Spider-Man. That's the best Spider-Man movie ever created. I'll say that right now.
Because I'm trying to think, like, they had just as much, like, even though it was more childish, like Spider-Pig and like Spider-Noir, like those are still cool to see. And they had a great soundtrack,
right? Great
story, great character development for Miles Morales,
right?
And Spider-Man was black, like
right.
Bro, you could have started off with that and stopped. I've been like, yep, that's it. That's it. Hey, he's black and Puerto Rican too, right?
Yeah,
he's black. He got both communities all behind him.
Is it Puerto Rican or Dominican?
I think he's Puerto Rican, I want to say.
I could have sworn Dominican.
Maybe he's Dominican.
I don't know, man.
Shout out to my Dominicanos.
Yeah, sí se
Que lo que, papito? And shout out to the Puerto Ricans too. My bad.
I think that's the best Spider-Man movie ever made. I think they're right next to each other, bro. Like, but that animated movie, bro.
The art for the animated movie was amazing, right?
Top tier, bro.
They made it feel like you needed 3D glasses, but you didn't need 3D glasses. It was amazing, amazing. So
especially that last fight, I was like, yo, he got his powers too, like
bro. And the soundtrack, "What's Up, Danger?" And then look at jumping up. He jumps backwards. Bro, how many people have created that in the Spider-Man 2 game?
That's a fact. Right. When he had the headphones on, you were sunflower.
That was lit.
I doubt, like, yo, Shazam.
That was hot.
Yeah. I don't think there's a wrong answer for that though.
I think that's obviously heavily opinionated, but
are they both? They're both 10s. We're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But which one is an 11? Which one is 10?
They're both 11s then.
Wow.
Because like, yo, the main thing how I like know I love a movie more is like, which one would I rewatch more? And I don't know between the both of those. So.
Oh, hands down, I'd watch No Way Home again first. Hands down. Oh, well, my reference too, because I think it was pretty funny. For one, Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange. I think Doctor Strange should have won that hands down, no problem. Easy, right? But this is Spidey's show, right? So Spidey has to win. Yeah. But I thought it was funny when Doctor Strange threw him in a scenario of like Portal, like the game out of Portal, where he kept going in and out through the portal. So I thought that was pretty comical that they did that game reference of Portal.
Oh,
yeah, when he was in like the Grand Canyon and he was on a train, and then Doctor Strange with Portal on top and the bottom, and he's going. Y'all don't remember that? Game?
I don't know.
Oh man,
I got you. We here.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
It's cool. I'm gonna put you on that.
Thank you. I was about to say. I was just Portal. I remember that. Remember those days.
That's what I be doing when I don't know.
So, like, what do y'all think the next step for Tom Holland Spider-Man will be? Now that we've seen, like, he doesn't have his friends, nobody knows like who he is, no Avengers, like the Avengers don't know him. What do you think the next step is?
Like as a fan or as like
storyline?
Really trying to be strategic.
I think I'm talking about more storyline.
I think this is setting up for a different Spidey verse. I can't remember which Spidey verse, but I think it's setting up for, obviously there's multi-dimensional different Spider-Men. So I think that's what it's setting up to. However, which it is going to set up to is a good question. This could set up for, and I always say it wrong, but Spider-Noir. It could, because it's a whole new identity. So you can essentially act like you can do whatever you want because nobody knows you.
As Tom Holland as Spider-Noir or him meeting? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Nah. I feel like since people don't know his identity and he got the classic suit on now, I feel like he's probably gonna assert himself back into like the Avengers again.
Or he'd have to prove himself.
Is he already in the Avengers?
No, they don't know him anymore.
They don't know him. Everybody doesn't know. Nobody knows him.
So is it that they don't know he's Peter Parker, or they just don't know?
Oh, that's what it is.
They don't know it's Peter Parker, right?
They don't know he's Peter Parker. Yes.
So because I was wondering, like, did he technically still help the universe? Like, does Doctor Strange feel like Spider-Man helped?
No, no. What it is, they remove Peter Parker from existence. So nobody even knows Peter Parker, AKA Spider-Man. That's why in the ending, when he went to the coffee shop, Zendaya. MJ was looking at him like, oh, hey, how are we doing? And same thing with Ned. So nobody knows who Peter Parker is. So
matter of fact, Happy at the cemetery.
Right.
He was like, how do you know all man? He was like, Spider-Man.
So like pros
me too.
He doesn't even know like if Spider-Man, because Happy knows. I guess the Spider-Man superhero. So
yeah, it's kind of confusing actually.
I don't think I'm gonna just say it for like easy references. I don't think they know Spider-Man or Peter Parker.
I agree.
Okay.
Spider New York, please.
Alvin, is he cool? Like, what does he do?
I mean, just the outfit.
Oh, he just want him to have a trench coat on.
Yeah, and then the goggles, you know,
and just be like menacing,
or like this, or even see the Spider-Verse is so vast. Like anybody who's played any of the recent Spider-Man games, there's a plethora of suits. So I just like to see some more of those suits from the games come into the real live action. Like we got Iron Spider, that was lit with the legs, I guess.
The
arms, yeah.
Yeah,
that was cool.
When you fought Doc, I've told you, Doc Ock, best fighting scenes, bro.
But if we can get, Spider 2099, like that look, if we can get
Iron Spider, the next animated Spider,
maybe, or Spider armor with the blue gray-ish armor, like it's so many things that you can do, man.
I got Xbox, so I'm sorry, bro. I don't know.
Oh yeah?
Team
you missing out.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I can't lie. I've been lying for years, but PS5, we're gonna get you once these people stop hacking.
I mean, I gotta connect if you really want.
We talk about that after. We're gonna talk about that after.
So do you have a Switch?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
What's your favorite game on the Switch? Smash?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not Metroid Dread?
No, Smash.
Wow.
No one play that.
Ooh, we should end this right now.
All right. Nah, but seriously though, on that note, if you have any comments about Spider-Man, No Way Home, drop it in the comments.
Yes.
Put that like button, subscribe. Also, again, give my cousin some love on his podcast. Say
Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny? I forgot to mention. Me and Mike, obviously, we cousins, right? But we go back from, as old Jamaicans say, from an idea we need, which is when we were just really young. And boy, oh boy, man, I was telling my wife when we was planning this episode, I said, yo, Mike is my day one. Like we've always just been down with each other, and no matter what, we always there and there. So podcasters unite.
That's a fact.
So instead of Avengers Assemble, podcast unite.
Thanks. Catch y'all next week.
Peace.